Today I fucked up by thinking I could sunbathe on the roof. This happened 5 minutes ago. My room is a sort of mother-in-law suite, really cute, with windows that face the street. Right underneath my bay of 4 windows is a slanted roof, and the sun hits it all day. I've been a bit stir-crazy as one might imagine, so today, I thought I might go be that person who enjoys a tan and a beer on their roof. I might add that I, 34F, was a child during Clarissa and Blossom, where various forms of rooftop slash stairwell slash cozy nook chillin' was name of the game. I should have thought, it's hard to even get out of the window feet first, perhaps this is a bad idea. But no, I simply braced myself on the interior molding. Perhaps I should have thought, even my outdoor thirsty cats never try to go out there. But no, they probably just didn't see any birds landing, so it wasn't motivation enough. How about, I can't seem to flatten my feet on this sloped surface despite ample texture and being of a good height. Must just be my angle of exit. So, I invest myself in this damn exercise fully, and shove the rest of my body through the window. I immediately think I should document my success to my friend and go to take a selfie, resulting in throwing my phone bodily from my hand, and blessedly back through the window, as I scrambled for support, skidding to a stop just before the gutters. It was like the GD Lion King, yawl. The classical music swelled as I slammed each of my quarantine-grown and raised claws into the shingles of my sunny roof, hauling towards the now, in retrospect, teeny tiny ass window. Finally, my white knuckles grabbed the sill. Jeans torn, ankle bleeding, I began shouting for the roommates, roommate, SCAR, roommates, brother, help me. It took 10 minutes of kicking and clawing for one to hear me over their headphones and haul me in. I tried to explain myself, but when you're in your 30s dangling from your window and your near 40-year-old roommate is facing you down, all you can say is I'm sorry I tried to be Ashton Kutcher or some shit, and quietly ice your wounded ankle. Edit, I live in the PNW, so it was not warm enough to be in shorts, but I was in a really revealing tank and full jeans. Decided my shoulder cleavage color would work. Edit 2, someone asked me to measure the angle of the roof. 33 degrees? Roommate says that is steep. Say angles WHO needs M. Edit 3, in retrospect it was really like 3 to 4 minutes calling for help, but I wrote this 5 minutes after it happened. Reddit. It felt like even more than 10. TL, drive. Thought I'd be like my cool 90s tween heroines and jauntily enjoy the sunshine from my roof. Nearly died, clawed to safety, never again, I live in shame. I am also a child of the 90s and chilling on the roof is always peak cool. I learned nothing from your post and will definitely be in your position as soon as I get a chance. Quarantine is really lowering the bar of what seems like a good idea. Rules of quarantine: 1. Don't go outside. 2. Everything else is fair game. Well, at least you didn't earn yourself a Darwin Award. That was my first thought _. What floor are you living at? I'm on the 3rd floor-ish. I mean, I probably wasn't gonna die. Probably. Wearing jeans to sunbathe? I was in a skimpy tank and jeans. BC, the sun is out but it's not super warm, so I thought I'd get some color on my shoulders but not go all out. Today I fucked up by ruining a 12-year-old girl's life. NSFW. First off, some background information. Obligatory, this happened 10 years ago when I was in the 6th grade. This was around the time when you start changing clothes for PE. This was also shortly after I learned what cancer is, and subsequently, how if unchecked, the cancerous tissue can turn necrotic and darken. With that out of the way, a girl that had a locker by me, for some unknown reason, would get bare-ass naked when getting changed. Now, I had no familiarity or even knowledge of other vulvas other than my own, and hers did not look like mine. She had longer inner labia, and they were much darker than the rest of her skin. Now, I would like to take a moment, as an adult, to say that all genitals are normal, natural, and even both today I fucked up, and I would never want to make anyone feel as though they are deformed, wrong, or anything like that. That being said, with my new knowledge of necrotic tissue, and this poor girl's genitals looking so different from mine, I came to the conclusion that Nicole had cancer. So So, being 12 years old, I told my friends who told their friends. And so it went on until it felt like everyone at the school knew that Nicole had cancer. It got to the point where our math teacher brought her flowers. One day during lunch, she yelled out that she most certainly did not have cancer and asked that everyone would stop saying that she did. Well, I felt like an idiot. It never got back around to me, but I still feel terrible about it to this day. She moved away that summer and then rumors spread that she succumbed to the cancer. Too long didn't dread. I accidentally started a rumor that another girl had cancer because her genitals looked different from mine. She moved away presumably because the rumors were too much for her. Edit, holy shit balls, this blew up. I kind of thought this was just going to be me airing my guilt about it to a small audience, but I guess the internet works in mysterious ways. To address some recurring comments, no, it did not get out that she had genital cancer, just that she had cancer. I feel like it would have been so much worse if that had been the case. For those of you calling the title clickbait, I genuinely had no intention of that. I just felt that it's something that has probably haunted her since then, and I will admit that given perspective, it does seem hyperbolic. I don't remember her last name, so I can't look her up, and I have no way of contacting her now, so I cannot apologize. But Nicole, if you're reading this, I am truly sorry. On the bright side, for a post where today I fucked up by ruining a 12-year-old girl's life, NSFW, is a perfectly legitimate title. This is probably the least cursed sequence of events. I went snooping through my mom's Facebook feed once. She and her friend were discussing my cancer. I've never had cancer. Nicole? Is that you? She probably didn't have too long a life to ruin, 'cause of the cancer and all. Thank God she never figured out the root cause of the rumor. If only the doctors could have figured out the root cause of the tumor. When I read 12-year-old girl and NSFW, I was deeply worried about what I was about to read. Didn't stop you though, did it? Degrees. Today I fucked up by not listening to my husband and ending up in a wheelchair. We decided to finally box up all the old CDs taking up precious shelf space. The box was very heavy, filled with all our memories. Husband had to run out for an essential errand and told me to just leave the box and he'd grab it when he got back and take it to the shed out back. Here comes the FU. Decided I'd just do it myself and save him the work. I managed to heft the box up in my arms and fumbled my way out the door. I got to the top of the deck stairs and knew there were 4 stairs, so I counted since I couldn't see in front of me. Turns out there's actually 5 stairs. I missed the last stair and rolled both ankles, fell to the concrete, skinned up my legs. Within 30 seconds, one ankle was double the size and blue. So here I was, the only adult home with 2 teens and unable to walk. Also had no phone on me. So I started screaming for my daughter, whose window was right above me. Thankfully, she heard me and came running. I had her fetch my phone and first called my husband. He was 25 minutes out and the pain was unbearable. So I had to call 911. Long story short, after 4 hours in the ER, I came home with a fractured left ankle, severely sprained right ankle, a nice pair of orthopedic boots, a set of crutches, and a script for a wheelchair. Next time, I'm listening to my husband. Oh, and I have to follow up with the ortho doc later this week. Too long didn't read. Husband told me not to move a box. I moved said box, fell down the stairs, destroyed both ankles and have to get a wheelchair. Edit, I have acquired my wheelchair and it's helping immensely. I only have to get help standing up. Then I turn around and sit in it, roll myself to the bathroom doorway, chair doesn't fit through, then use my crutches and boots to take the 3 steps to the now raised toilet with handles. Also, as was pointed out, this isn't my first experience with a wheelchair. I have other disabling conditions that require wheelchairs for short times, like trips to the zoo, cruises, those ships are long, Disney World, etc. I've always rented one for those when needed. This is the first time I've had to use one in my home. I already had disabled plates, so that's a non-issue if I were to actually go anywhere. Speaking of going somewhere, I'm seeing the ortho Thursday for a follow-up. We'll edit this if the diagnosis changes. Preliminary results are 1 severe sprain and 1 hairline fracture. It could have been much worse, and I'm hoping I'll be able to have my husband carry that wheelchair to the shed sooner rather than later. Sorry to disappoint anyone who was expecting a paralysis story or domestic abuse. I always aim to please, but I hope to never experience either of those things. Thanks for all the comments, votes, and awards. Edit 2, Ortho said left is fractured, right sprained badly enough to break off bone fragments. I won't need surgery and probably no PT. I just have to give it time. I am allowed to walk on either with the boots as tolerated, which is not at all right now. Maybe I'm a pussy, but it hurts like hell. Be very careful with your boot. I accidentally tightened mine too tight, took a painkiller, fell asleep, and woke up to a numb leg. I was worried I had done permanent damage by cutting off the circulation. I ended up being fine, but it could happen, so I like to warn first-time boot users about my experience. Plus, a tight boot can trick you into thinking you've got nerve damage and give you excruciating and unnecessary pain when all you need to do is loosen the boot. Edit, yes, I speak from experience. Sprained my ankle badly on a sneaky last step, too. Suddenly, there was a loud snap as my foot folded backwards under me, and then bam, 8 weeks in a boot. Don't feel too bad. I was showing my wife, daughter, and some friends how to do the MC Hammer can't touch this dance, that should date this, and broke my right ankle clean. Even the doctors and nurses were laughing uncontrollably as they heard the story. I feel like Christopher Walken in Pulp Fiction with the watch up his ass when I rarely admit to this whole incident, but being in that cast after the first week has got to be worse than hell. I got a lot of signatures though. Get well soon. I'm sorry you are going through this. I was just in a boot and crutches for 10 weeks. Don't push yourself too hard when you start feeling a little better. If you are in the US, if you can make sure your wheelchair and all that is through a network provider. Didn't realize that even though I went to an in-network doctor, that the durable medical company they used for boots and crutches weren't in network. That was a fun $550 out the door. Good luck and wishes for speedy healing. 10 weeks. Oh God. Shoot me now. I cannot do this for that long.